She's a pioneer of sport and exercise psychology, a former national cricketer. She has expanded her influence as a tutor in Scotland's renowned sports universities, earned an associate fellowship with the Higher Education Academy. Her dedication to teaching excellence underscores her impact in academia. She's committed to fostering an inclusive and supportive society in sport, and she stands poised to bring transformative leadership to the constituency she'll be representing. Her vision, rooted in equity and opportunity, promises to create a thriving environment for all Barbadians. The candidate for St. Michael North, Dr. Dawn-Marie Armstrong.
Good night, St. Michael West. How are we feeling?
All right.
I can't hear you. How are we, Michael West?
Irate.
I am speaking to everyone in every household. If you can't hear my voice, I want to see y'all outside. If y'all don't want to come outside, I want to see you peeping through the windows. Tonight we are representing Shaquani Hunt. And I feel so proud to stand as another female candidate. They say that the women stay away from politics. Or at least they try to make it seem as if we stay away. But Shaquani and I, along with our other female comrades in time to come, will be bearing the banner for the Democratic Labour Party. And I can say that I have never been prouder at a time like this, when they have said for the last 7 years, 6, because you really can't remember. I know elections supposed to be called every 5 years. But you know, psychologically, it has people feeling in this climate, in these times, with the hardship, time seems longer than it actually is. But I must remind the electorate that we are technically at the start, or should be at the start of a new election cycle with the snap election. I think a lot of people have lost the concept of time.
Yep.
But I reassure you that for the last 7 years, they've tried to make you feel that the party of El Barro has been dead.
Not at all.
Never was.
But I, Dawn-Marie Armstrong, have come to let you know tonight that we have barely been resting. And we are awake at the start of 2025 to let the Barbadian public know that we are the alternative government and we are ready.
All right.
Ready?
We are letting you know that Shaquani Hunt is ready. I am letting St. Michael North know that Dawn-Marie Armstrong is ready.
That's right.
The city is ready. St. Michael Central is ready. St. Michael Northwest is ready. St. Michael is ready to bring the Democratic Labour Party home.
Yeah.
I ain't hearing the cheering loud enough. St. Michael is ready to bring the Democratic Labour Party home. And we understand the importance of this part of the country. And this meeting was done strategically because we know why we are here and we know what we are seeking to accomplish. And I prepared a nice, lovely get-together for y'all tonight. And I was told, Dawn-Marie, I have to save that. And I will, because I listen, and I believe in the leader of our party. And if he says to hold, I will hold.
Right.
Because from today, our platform will become greater.
Yes.
Right.
And I know people listen and they hide because they're frightened that if they go to work tomorrow in the little government job, the supervisor gonna say, but you was there in Huntsbury Road last night, listening to them people from the Democratic Labour Party when you know that the BLP give you a job. You ain't shame. I tell my people even right now, as you people and you listen and you hide, the time will come in this country where we as Democrats will no longer have to hide.
Amen.
The time will come where the people of Barbados will no longer have to live in fear.
That's That's right.
And I tell people all the time, they say, but we've seen these times before, and I dare not call the name of the last prime minister that has so brought wrath upon this country of Barbados because he is sleeping. But there was a time where people said, we have seen this before. And as those times have passed, this time too shall pass, and the people of Barbados will be free.
All right. What your thoughts are, Marie?
And when I speak of freedom, people often then compare it to a country in shackles. And I don't know about you, but I know our young people are burdened, they're boggled down, they're worried, they're unemployed. And if the crime keeps up, my goodness, I do not know how many of them will soon be dead. And it is a harsh reality. Because when the systems in this country do not work, the devil finds work for idle hands. And the unemployment rate amongst our young people in this country is abhorrent. And what is more abhorrent is that rather than you equip and educate, and let me not speak too much about education because our educated people, young people are also unemployed. But what you do when young people need money, you come to them and you give them a 6-month contract. No social security, nothing to hold on to. Our young people can't even go and ask for a loan if they want to buy a new car. Why?
Because they got a job.
Because you giving them the jobs, giving them a little money, and then taking it away. And then we will see them coming out before the end of the year with the floods and the droughts of jobs. And not the jobs that you would think, that young people that are so deserving should have. But you put a wee whacker in the hands of young men and women and tell them to go out and to work without NIS. People have called me and said that they have been injured on the job. Some of them aren't being paid on time, cannot go to the doctor and seek private care, but are afraid to say that this government has maimed and disfigured them under the guise of work. St. Michael West, I tell you, even now, my young people, even as you work, even if you have a job from this government and you have been hurt or harmed, I ask you to speak up. Do not be silent. If you are not being paid, speak up. If you find that you are being unfair because you have come out here tonight to listen to what the young Democrats have to say, speak up. We will represent you. The time has come where the Democratic Labour Party has gathered its strength and we are ready to defend the people of Barbados. Speak up. These times will pass. The Barbados Labour Party will leave office. They will. History shows it. They will leave office and the Democratic Labour Party will take over again. Do not be on the wrong side of history. Speak up.
Right.
Don't just move on. Speak up. Speak up. When they marched against this Democratic Labour Party in 2018, people walked out of their jobs in droves.
Right.
When they believed that we were doing the worst. And I know people are being sent home from their jobs. They're being victimized. They're not being paid. Oh my goodness, the teachers, the nurses, the policemen are struggling even now.
Right.
And people are afraid to speak up. I, Dawn Marie Armstrong, tell you this evening, speak up. They marched. Not only did they march, they told you a lot of lies.
That's the time.
All right.
Even though they used our resources that we created, y'all think the botanical gardens now open?
No.
No.
Y'all think the Best of Santa's lab now open?
Nope.
No.
Even in my constituency, the Seba, Dr. Armstrong, why can't I tell you nothing that the Barbados Labour Party has built in Eden Launch? Everything that they have built on, they came and they found. The Democratic Labour Party has built this nation, and we will rebuild it after the Barbados Labour Party has torn it and brought it to its knees. We are a country on its knees. We are begging. And even though we speak on the same issues, we as Young Democrats, it troubles, they trouble us all, the issues of crime. I remember when Adriel Brathwaite was Attorney General.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, man.
And I see the clip circulating again on social media. I dare not call their names because they're not so dignified to even hear me utter them. They know who they are. But the state of the affairs in this country with respect to crime is nothing to smile about. We live in the city. We are practically 5 minutes away from the city, 10 minutes walking. And sometimes we don't even know if we will leave our house and return home safely. The people that are being caught up in wildfire, and you are saying, oh, it's concentrated to this community and to this group, the crime in this country is scaring young people and all alike, and people overseas. And I will not be surprised if soon enough there will be an international travel advisory against this country, hurting one of our main markets, because they say tourism. Well, the numbers they say don't add up at this point in time, but we don't know. Because nothing that this government has done has hinted to any form of transparency.
Nine at all.
Smoke and mirrors, I could say.
Right.
And again, if you want to find out, I ask you to speak up. I know in countries there is this act, Freedom of Information Act, where ordinary citizens can write into government offices and request information. And through the Freedom of Act legislation, government and other entities have to present this information. It is by law. None of these legislative acts have been passed in Barbados to ensure that we, the citizens of Barbados, know what is going on. But they're gathering for the rest of the year to canvass nationally in the hopes of giving my people some food and drink and some entertainment, essentially buying votes. So they're canvassing for a 12-month period to ensure that Bajans feel safe and feel happy. And again, I ask people to find out the numbers. Who is attending this gathering? Because I was in St. Lucie and it was scanty. I was in St. Lucie and it was scanty. It was scanty. The cameraman stand up where he see the people concentrating and he take a few pictures and the post it and we gathering. It was scanty. Don't let them tell you no lies. They just do not want to see this Barbados Labour Party government.
Just waiting.
And we know they use social media well because they think we young people on social media and they think we don't know better. We know better. When you go canvassing and they come at your house and they ride the get and run. Don't let them fool you. This government is as unpopular as... Then again, don't let me say that.
Hold it back, hold it back.
Hold it.
Because the comparison would be so dire. Y'all know who's Milli Vanilli?
Yeah.
Y'all old enough to hear about Milli Vanilli?
Yeah.
The group that was lip syncing, that had the world by star, Milli Vanilli. And then when they said, well, we want to sing. I want everybody to hear of. And people said, well, no want to sing? All right, hold on. We just come for a press conference and I all know them and sing a song. The Barbados Labour Party is the Milli Vanilli government. Frauds, pretending. Pretending.
They care. Right.
They pretended to care.
They duped us into believing that they cared.
They're scared.
But the Democratic Labour Party has always cared for Barbadians. Has always cared about social security. Has always cared about well-being, about housing, about education. And it is not my job to speak about education tonight. I am grateful to be a product of Errol Walton Barrow and his dream to see Barbadians educated.
Yeah, man, that's right.
And I won't take too much of your time, but I really, really hope, as my comrade Curtis highlighted, the Prime Minister's Cup, I think we have forgotten about the World Cup.
No, we have not.
And I will bring a little bit of academia here because I want a thorough forensic and legacy analysis of not just the Prime Minister's Cup, but the World Cup.
Yeah.
A full forensic and legacy analysis. They say they are transparent. We do not know how much money came. We don't know how much went. You're hearing that flights were booked, they paid. We don't know, we just don't know, and people are not asking. Right? We want figures. We want Bajans to speak up. We want Bajans to answer. Communities like Hinesbury should have benefited from the World Cup. Communities in the city, after citizens were displaced, so people could park and have their entertainment and revel. And still we do not know what has happened with the World Cup. No one is saying anything. We don't know what's happened with the Prime Minister's Cup, and I dare not deal with the fiasco because it is disrespectful to even continue to address the hardship and the struggles that those athletes had negotiating for their money that was promised. But I encourage you to continue to listen and to follow, because the Democratic Labour Party will drive this nation forward through sports. The Democratic Labour Party will champion sports. This government came last year with this green paper, white paper, blue paper, purple paper, orange paper. It's always a paper with this government, but never anything being done on this national sports policy. Up until now, there has not been any legislation passed, but we see money being dumped into this tournament here and the next tournament there. The government needs to provide a full accounting of any investment that has been made into sport, including the sports of golf and including through any of their agencies, including the BTMI. They need to state the investment right now that is going into sport, because I have been asking for athletes to be paid and they say there is no money, but then you hear that millions have gone into or are going into a project, and still we got boys running around, men running around every weekend. Premier League just started. Fellas ain't getting the money. Fellas can't get no refreshments. Clubs ain't got no infrastructure. Saw the video going viral in Airy Hill. Pavilions still in fakes. Groundsmen still in paid. Athletes still can't travel. Kits still can't be cleared. But money is being found for select initiatives and not all. I ask for the government to be equitable in their approach to sport funding and to be transparent to state how that funding is being allocated. Sport by and through development, and development by and through sport. The Democratic Labour Party will take the bull by its horns. And we will diversify the economy of Barbados through sport. We can't count on sugar. It's clear the tourist ain't coming. I've lived in Europe for the past 7 years. I'm back home permanently now, three weeks now. Nothing sweeter than my home. And you can get a 7-day vacation, get the same sun, sea, and sand in this Barbados for less than £200, £300 if you're lucky, in Europe. So the tourists are no longer coming here for the sun, sea, and sand and the odd gunshot after some place, and them in the right place at the wrong time, or they're in the wrong place at the right time, because we really don't know right now. The bullet's just flying. So I am saying to you right now, the Democratic Labour Party intends to diversify our economy through sport. And I tell you, in time when we begin to lay this out, I have been brought back to this country for a reason.
Amen.
For a reason. And the things that I have seen, the little things that I have seen to drive a country forward, All it takes is a little investment and a leader who truly knows how to lead.
Yes. And really,
Yeah.
The Democratic Labour Party will lead this country again. And don't worry about the naysayers. Don't mind social media. Oh, Dems never again. Dems never again. Dems again
and again,
and again
and again.
Dems on.
and again.
Dems rolling.
Because the Dems are best for them.
Correct.
Amen.
How's that, Dawn?
We're going to need